Golden Age is back. Isaac's on the mic. Cultural crusade. Politics get torched in the fight. Savage memes drop hard, outrageously offensive. Bassy generation, loud and unrelenting. Golden Age, it's the podcast blaze. Isaac's rants cut through the haze. Crusades alive, memes collide. Subscribe now, join the Savage Tribe. New takes weekly, unfiltered and raw. Isaac's voice, the memer's law.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Let's go, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Golden Age podcast. I'm your host, Isaac, and I am joined by Cornboy, as always. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh, excellent, man. It's been a rough week for some, a good week for others, and we're going to talk about it tonight, so let's get into it.
Sure. Absolutely. And Cole Hauser returning. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing great. Great to be on with such a fine cast of great Patriots here.
Tell me about it, dude. This is a based panel of people. Speaking of which, Jeff, I believe you are up north. How you doing, man?
I
Good
am.
to see you.
Cool. Yeah, good to see you
Yes.
too. It's
Yes, chilly.
It's another Monday. Wonderful day for the Golden Age podcast. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely, man.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good to see you all as
And
well.
good to see Ronan the Crusader. We haven't reported you to ICE yet. At the end of the stream, we need you here for the next hour and a half. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing really good. Hello, everybody. Y'all know who I am. I'm Ronan the Crusader, and it's awesome being a recurring guest on the Golden Age podcast.
Heck yeah, it's awesome to have you on, man. We appreciate it. And Magnum, our every other week co-host. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm great. Just got back from Florida, and the Florida Man meme is alive and well.
Awesome.
The
Well, we're
white-
glad you had safe travels.
The white
awesome.
boys down there look like Mexicans, so
Did you get any ICE rewards, though, while you were there, Magnum? Did you get any ICE rewards?
Asking the
No.
important questions.
no, I was too busy eating fish, so
Nice. Nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, man. We'll have to catch up on that. Last but also least, Lex, how you doing, man? It's good
I'm-
to have you on.
Doing well. Happy to be here as always. Every week is a good week for the Golden Age podcast.
I couldn't agree more. And our wonderful chat, we have Cole Hauser in the chat as well, Jake Martin. We have Legatus over on the kick side.
Hey.
We have a new person in the chat, New Squaller. Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. We got Deborah Perkins. Good to see you. We got Cap over on Kick. We have Irwin's Sentient Potato. We have Jeff up north in the chat, too. Good to see everybody. I'm just going to shill for 1 second. Going to drop the link again. We are 20 subscriptions away on Kick from I will dress up full Santa regalia next week, the 22nd. If we hit that 50, you guys hit 30 last week. If we hit 50 total, 20 more this week. I'll be putting on the beard. I'll be putting on the hat. I'll be putting on the suit. I'll be putting on the suspenders, the coat, and the pants. It's going to be crazy. Might even get some
At least
eggnog and
visit the
cookies.
site if you haven't. You might get a gifted son.
Definitely. Make sure you're following on Kick. We are multi-streaming on Kick, X, and YouTube. So, thank you, Cole Hauser. You're helping us with the channel. He's here because you told him to. So, we appreciate it. First things first, I want to show a few funny things, ease us into the subjects tonight. I would like Lex, first of all, Cornboy, with the 5 gifted memberships, 5 gifted
All
subs.
right.
Dude,
There we
we
go.
are
There we go.
15 away. We are 15 away from
Help us.
the...
Help Isaac make a fool of himself. More
Do
so
it, please
than
do.
he does just by speaking.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But also, we'll be eating cookies and eggnog that night. We're going to do it all up for Christmas. Lex, I need your professional, and I mean professional, this is what you do for a living. I need your professional opinion on this clip. So, let me know if you have audio. I hope you do. It can be funky. Two types of people when confessing. Is this true? Let me know if you have audio too. You hear this?
What have I done?
Yep, I definitely know that type.
Look, here's the thing. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
So is this accurate, Lex? Would you say this is accurate for the Catholic confessionals?
I'd say that's it. I'd say I literally have a priest in the other room. I can go ask for his profession, his literal professional opinion, but that is accurate to everything I've ever seen.
So
Oh,
you would
God.
say that that's an accurate, proper representation. Good to know. Good to know.
It's always good to have a healthy mix of the two.
This is honestly
So-
why
so-
I like the internet now, because of the internet we have the phrase "Forgive me, Lord, for I am evil and retarded."
Very true. Very true. That's one of the best memes out there.
So which
I
one
love
would
that.
you say you are in the confessional booth, Lex? First one,
Honestly,
the
it
second
depends on what I'm confessing that week.
Personally,
Especially if
I
it's
would.
anything I've ever confessed before, where it's like, oh, this again. I'm like, look, I know, but hear me out. I am retarded.
First time. What is it? First time, shame on me. Second time, also shame on me. I'm the one that did it.
Shame on me, but worse.
Is it retardation
shame
that
on me, but
leads
worse.
to evil acts or evil acts? Whatever.
Yes.
Deep, and the answer is yes.
Yes,
I'm Canadian, so I got no say.
that's true.
You're not allowed to do
Well,
anything evil.
you guys are. Well, you guys are all.
They're always saying they're sorry for everything anyway. So you know
Exactly. You're
you're
always saying
forgiven.
sorry.
It's,
gotta
it's
shut
trickle
up.
French, and that brings its own host of problems.
Hey, I take resentment to that. I got to show this. So this was this week. James O'Keefe. We all know James O'Keefe, the undercover genius journalist. The Clark Kent glasses meme works, guys. It works. This guy didn't know he was talking to James O'Keefe while James is wearing clear glasses. Then he takes them off. Let's look.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that I actually am James O'Keefe.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm not James
impossible.
O'Keefe.
Are you not?
I am.
Really?
Yes.
Did he dye his hair?
And you don't know that.
I think he did. Look at the run. Wait a minute. The best part.
Yeah.
He thought he was on a Tinder date. Come on.
Get him.
I love it.
Got catfished.
Oh
on
my
Tinder.
God.
Grindr, whatever you do.
So utter perfection. He did the run
Oh,
waddle away.
Jesus.
He did the run.
Can I just say
waddle.
something?
Yes, absolutely.
That's not a real brother, because a real brother would have been gone.
Yeah, he couldn't run.
He
couldn't
got a
run.
little too happy and fat
Light the
living in the
loafers.
USA.
Yeah.
You think they'd have like team meetings like weekly telling people, hey, if you swing that side of the fence, do not date anyone at all. Just swap,
Exactly
because
right.
it's probably James O'Keefe.
More than likely, yeah. James spends a lot of time on that
Why are you running?
rainbow
Why are
dating.
you running?
But I just have to say, guys,
Why are
isn't
you
it
gay?
weird that James has such success meeting with people working in the government on gay dating apps? It's almost like there's a connection between gay dating apps and working in the government. Almost like it's a mandatory thing in Washington,
Yeah.
D.C. I'm just saying.
It's almost
Just
like they're a
saying.
bunch of degenerates in the government. Who knew?
Well, ever since we had a gay president, it became mandatory.
That's very true. Barack Obama, the first gay president ever. Donald Trump, the first black president too. We got to remember that. Real gangster. We
can
have to
forget?
show this real quick. This is not something I was expecting. Famous, whatever you want to call her, Nicki Minaj, going full crusader up in here. There is a persecution of Christianity in Nigeria. There's a genocide going on. And of all people, this woman who has made a very interesting career for herself posts this week. On Christ, the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. Free the Christians in Nigeria. All caps, stop this now. And then she went on to post, Gavin Newsom is trash. She's endorsing President Trump, Vice President Vance. Very interesting. Of all people. Did
This
any
is
of you
on-
guys have this on your 2025 bingo card?
Not at all. This is the most wild like character development when it comes to anybody that could exist from that kind of sphere. Obviously, Nicki Minaj is like best known for her rap and like doing a lot of the, well, shall we say, more degenerate dances sometimes. She's not like Megan Thee Stallion, where they have that, she has that song that's called WAP, I think it is. She did what is it? A remix of Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back. It's called Anaconda. And then of course you see her dancing with like Drake and whatnot. But
Yeah.
Like putting that aside, the fact that she is actually demanding that there be done action for the Christians in Nigeria, I respect it, honestly. 100%. I actually do
I
respect
can't
it.
argue with that. Yeah, because it's a
not at
real
all.
issue going on.
Believe it or not, this is not the first time she said something a little bit MAGA. It was like a few years ago. I can't remember. Maybe during COVID, but this is actually not the first time she said something.
I remember that.
Very true.
Okay.
Well,
What were
and
you
if you
gonna
can,
say, Colazo?
well, if you can remember Cardi B, she was pretty much on the MAGA side, but then she got called out and then she flipped back.
Right, I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
She probably got the
So-
call. Better
Yep.
not go that way. You know, they always get the call, don't they? And they always back down. But hopefully, you know, Nicki Minaj, and I posted too, you know, if this is a real thing and she's on the way to conversion or converted and maybe God's got a hold of her, I don't know. We shall see. But it's not impossible. We'll have to see. I wanted to show this too, moving on. What country, we don't need audio, there might be copyrighted music. What country do you think this is in? I just serious question. I need to get rid of that audio. It's pretty bad. What country do you think this shopping cart grilling in the middle of the road is in?
Well, I see a Chase Bank, so it's got to be the U.S.
It's got
It was
to
a-
be
it was a-
Is that the
it's
foreign country of
cheeseburgers for
Detroit?
me.
It is New York City.
New York City.
Oh.
Looks
Oh.
like Bangladesh, looks like New Delhi, looks like the Middle East.
I was gonna
Africa-
assume it was a
Africa.
South American country just based off
Yeah.
of the look of it, but yeah, New York City. That's
Brazil or something, you know, maybe, yeah. But
Brazil,
no, that is
Colombia.
I think Denver was a good guess.
yeah, that is our biggest city in the country that has people grilling
Get
on
some
shopping
good-
carts in the
They
street.
start burning the paint on those shopping carts too.
Oh,
Well,
it's going
this-
to be great. Yeah,
The city will
Great.
shrink once they start eating each other.
Oh Jesus.
this is
Yeah, it
true.
worked out great for down in Haiti.
Yeah, Chell makes a great point in the chat. Minneapolis, yes.
I can second that.
Yep.
That is a foreign country.
How
That's
was
very
your
true.
experience traveling through that city recently, Jeff?
Well,
yeah.
I think it's gonna be 2.5 hours to get out of the city because it was a
Really?
blizzard, so that sucked. And everybody forgets how to drive as soon as the first snowflake falls anywhere south of, I don't know, Wausau, Wisconsin.
Was
usually that far
what was the snow the only white thing you saw while you were in Minneapolis, or
Outside of the airport, yes. Everything inside the airport.
You're
Other than-
describing it like it's Arctic Mogadishu or something, honestly.
yeah?
it
What do they
is.
call it? Little
Mogadishu.
Mogadishu, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
basically,
pretty crazy.
Minneapolis. So I grew up in Minneapolis, lived there for like 30 years. But the inside the city, that's where all the BS happens. But once you get out,
Right.
it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But in the city
yeah.
itself, but at the same time, there's a
Just like any
huge-
state, this big blue city ruins it.
But
yeah.
then there's St. Cloud and Mankato, where a lot of the same stuff is starting to happen, and it's just getting bad overall. You know.
Yeah.
And plus, they have twin cities there, so it's doubly bad.
Yeah.
Right.
St. Paul was nominated as like the gayest city in the country or something more than once. So
Wow,
it's,
I didn't
it's
know
in-
Lex lived there. That's pretty amazing. What were you going to
Yeah.
say, Colazo?
Is this
Well-
the gayest city?
Well, you guys know what Canada's nickname is, right?
No, I don't actually.
I'm
What,
trying
The
to
Great
remember.
White North.
Right.
the
yep,
Great White
now I
North.
remember.
Yes, not for long if you guys keep it up. You know,
I know.
This,
Mhm.
Let's keep it that way. Let's keep the okay. Nerd slap in the chat. Good to see you. Hail, man. No worries.
What's up, nerd?
Good to see everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it.
Nerd.
One more thing for Lex and anybody who would like to chime in. This was pretty heinous. Liberalism is a cancer. It is a mind virus. It has crept into even the churches in our country. It's pretty horrible. This was in, I believe, Chicago. I believe. Let's listen to it. They essentially committed. They committed heresy. They committed blasphemy.
At least
It's
sacrilege.
pretty horrible. They
Oh,
took the
Jesus.
church nativity scene and made it out to be like an ice raid. So let's listen.
A baby Jesus lies in a snowy manger outside a church near Chicago, wrapped in a silver emergency blanket, his wrists bound with zip ties. Mary stands nearby in a gas mask, flanked by figures dressed as ICE officers.
We are here today because of our nativity scene. What would it
that's
be
a
like
straight man
if
right
Jesus
there for
were
sure.
born today in Chicagoland? And that's why our baby Jesus has on zip ties.
Similar reimagined nativity.
Just gonna pause it right there for now. That's not blasphemous whatsoever,
Jeez.
is it? You know.
No, absolutely not. No, of course not. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
They always
pretty
love to
disgusting.
take people's religion and rub it in their face like they know something about it, and it's like
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
See, and
every
this is-
time they do something like this, they just present their absolute ignorance, though, because I obviously
Jesus
this
was a
goes-
documented citizen. They went to the
Yeah,
census.
I was gonna
Yes.
say this goes
Literally.
without saying. Jesus obviously was documented when he was first born. Did they have to flee? Did they have to flee Bethlehem at first? Yes, because King Herod wanted him dead. But that was part of the greater prophecy that God
Exactly,
was essentially
yes.
bringing
Oh,
forth
was that a woman with a
mankind.
reverend title? That tells me a lot about
Just-
that place too.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
that
look at
says
it any
everything,
longer.
basically.
Yes. I couldn't
Well,
look
and
at
see,
it.
and this is the problem I have, where the left are free to do whatever they want. One conservative says one thing, and we're blasted to infamy. So
what they don't understand is
Exactly
that
right.
Christianity states that we're all sinners.
Right.
So like they
We
think
are.
that Christianity says the opposite or something. Like they just don't understand it. So
They're stupid. They're liberals. They
I
have no
guarantee you
common
that
sense.
church flies pride flags the rest of
Oh,
the
we
year.
saw
Oh,
it.
yeah, it did. It showed it.
No
It
Let
showed
me
doubt.
it.
just tell you,
Yes.
the least important thing to them about that display is who it actually represents.
Yeah.
For them,
Yes.
Jesus is the afterthought to that.
Jesus is a prop for them. Jesus is a political prop. They don't recognize him for who he is, the Lord and creator of the universe. They don't have any
Genuinely
respect.
disgusting.
they hate all
Um,
religion.
I wanted to
No,
point
well,
something out,
actually-
but- oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. No,
No,
go ahead.
it's,
Yeah, go
it's
ahead, Jeff.
a little off topic from what you guys are getting at.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
Say
just
it.
finish my
You're,
thought.
uh,
I'll
Yeah,
just
go ahead,
finish my
Brian.
thought here real quick. It's just that the only religions they seem to not hate as much is either Islam, because they seem more than okay allowing a whole ton of people to come in that happen to be Muslims,
They're the oppressed.
or a certain other religion, shall we say?
Oy vey! What are you talking about, Ronan?
And one of those would absolutely love to eliminate them if they could, and the other one would, use them for their special purposes.
So they
almost
consider it
as
a
if-
race. They consider it a race, and they think it's racist, and it's not. It's a religion. It's a
Well,
doctrine.
It's
so-
almost as
because-
if America's a Christian nation. Almost as if,
Yeah.
you know.
But off topic though, what were you going to say, Jeff?
I was gonna say the river's name was Michael Wolf. I know of like 5 or 6 Michael Wolfs that live up in this area. It just makes no sense. Sorry, just
Oh,
gotta
okay.
point that out.
That's,
So I said off topic for what you guys are getting at.
More
so-
like a wolf
No,
in
no,
sheep's
no
clothing.
yeah, no kidding.
Exactly, Cornboy. Michael Wolf in sheep's clothing. But you know what?
Like that.
We talked about Muslims. We're gonna have to show a Muslim, guys. Did you know Japan was made for Muslims? Did you know this? Japan
Oh,
is
God, I saw
allegedly
this, yeah.
made for Muslims. We was samurais and shit. Let's check it out.
This is why Japan is perfect for Muslims. First, they give you a thobe and a little mini, the dagger that Yemenis wear. Because when they got mixed back in the 800 BC, the Yemenis got mixed with the Japanese. That's how they got this little mini masbaha, subhanallah, 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 astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. So you could sabbih while you're wearing the thobe and abaya. Next, they got their own bakhor. They got their own bakhor. This is
We're just gonna leave it there. Look, this is the face of the type of person that believes AI history pictures on X, on Black Twitter, that says, we were the real cowboys, we were the real Jews, we're the real Muslims in Japan.
For the real samurai.
Minnesota was promised to the Somalis 3,000 years ago.
3,000 years ago.
Have any of you
Exactly.
been getting a massive uptick in the last couple of weeks in just the absolute,
Islamic
ridiculous Muslim propaganda as slop accounts? I mean, I don't just mean like random Muslims. I mean, people out there saying things like, "Yeah, Jesus was Muslim. Yeah, Islam is the first religion." I'm just like, oh my God, what are
I'm
you
seeing a
talking
lot
about?
of it mainly through the responses of other Christian big accounts that I follow on X. So I follow guys like Redeem Zoomer and Inspiring
Yep.
Philosophy. Those are two Christians. I believe Inspiring Philosophy is Orthodox, but Zoomer is Presbyterian. But I see them respond to a lot of these retarded Muslim propaganda accounts, shall we say, that talk about how Jesus was Muslim and Muslims did this and did that. It's honestly just grating. Just every time I see
these people try to say Noah was a Muslim, Moses was a Muslim, Elijah was the first real Muslim.
And they use the argumentation of like how in scripture it says that Jesus had actually prostrated before praying to God. They say, oh, that means that Jesus was a Muslim because all of us Muslims, we, bow down and bend over before praying to the east and whatnot, to Allah.
Copts
Like,
and Eastern Orthodox.
Come on.
Yeah, Jesus was a Muslim, even though Islam came after his death. Like that makes
600 years. 600 years afterwards.
Oh, you seen it? The meme going around this week where it's the side by side picture of a nun and a Muslim woman in hijab. By the way, the nun that they have
and they say, "What's the difference?" The top caption, "What's the difference?"
The nun they're choosing to pick was a 20-year U.S. Army colonel before she dropped everything and went and became a religious sister by choice. By the way, and it's just if this one doesn't bother you, but this one does, it means you're a bigot. I'm like, my favorite comment is always nuns don't usually randomly explode.
Just what Papa Pumpkin was saying in the chat. I don't recall Jesus, Moses, or Noah exploding even once. I would have to fully agree. I mean, Moses did throw the tablets down on the idol. That was probably pretty explosive. But other than that,
I mean, yes, fine. Jesus did the one outburst in the temple when, they saw them use the temple as a market.
Yes.
But that was a metaphorical outburst, not him actually, exploding.
That was a whip that was used in that portion, not explosive.
Tables were flipped.
Yes.
Tables were flipped. Coins were
the
flipped.
Messiah
I'm
was
going to show
supposed to
this
do
real
that.
quick.
Coins were clipped.
Yeah. President Trump this week
What
put
the
on a
hell?
cowboy hat. He was getting real with Middle America. You kind of love to see it. It's pretty cool. Let's check it out.
President Bill Baker. I'm from Minnesota.
Bring it down.
Right now that doesn't ring very well.
Minnesota.
Hopefully we can get that turned around.
Do we have Somalians in the any Somalians on the team? I don't think so. Ilyan Omar.
The pride we felt in 1980
Ilyan.
was incredible, and we are starting to feel that again thanks to your leadership. Thank you very much.
Well, Minnesota is a great place, and this is a great leader right here
Sure
from
is.
Minnesota. He loves it. Not happy with what's going on.
Yeah, and then Trump went to put the cowboy hat on. It was pretty cool. Good screenshot right there. But it's just you hear Minnesota now. It used to be one of the most least diverse states in America. Now you associate it with its little Somalia at this
Dude,
point.
I used to get on the bus when I was 16 years old to go skateboarding in downtown Minneapolis, and nothing to worry about. I didn't have to deal with anything that they're dealing with now. So.
Well, those are the
Because of
places
welfare.
they went to first to, reverse gentrification because they were nice in the first place and they
Exactly.
were easy targets.
It started with
Well, I
Mark
think
Dayton. Mark Dayton under Barack Obama. Those two together.
Let me guess, a Democrat, that
destroyed
Mr. Dayton right there?
Yeah, they destroyed
Democrat,
that.
yep.
They destroyed the state. That they started bringing them in 10, 15 years ago, and that was it. So.
Well, I think one of the problems there was Keith Ellison.
Oh yeah, that was later.
He is one of the biggest problems Minnesota has ever had.
But he didn't even get voted in until after
Yeah.
this came first.
Well, I just saw him in the news too. His son is going to Harvard, and yet he's still collecting over $100,000 a year salary in Minneapolis under
They're all
his
criminals, man.
office.
Doesn't smell like corruption whatsoever. Now does it? Yeah.
All criminals.
I would like to get everybody's opinion on this. The White House posted this on X, claiming, we have this in the thumbnail, President Trump, America's most pro-gamer president. Then they went on to post this picture of him as a Minecraft character. Honestly, pick goes kind of hard. I think it's kind of cool. It's AI, but it's kind of cool. Trump has had some interesting comments in the past regarding gaming, but in recent years, it looks like they've warmed up to it. They're posting this stuff. I'd like to go around the horn. Jeff, you guys do a gaming stream every week on Drink Up. You do Leveling Up. Would you say, even politics aside, just observing as the current sitting president, you think he is pro-gamer, or what do you? What's your read on it?
My read on it is I think a lot of anything that he does or knows about gaming probably comes from Barron.
Yes.
So I mean,
I
just
think you're right.
parents would be a big influence in that, I think. So I mean, choosing Minecraft is definitely going to hit a lot of different demographics in age
Yes.
groups, because there's people between the ages of, I don't know, 6 to 8 years old all the way up to our age, to 40s, 50s, to still play it. So it's all the way around.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as Papa Pumpkin points out, Minecraft was very popular in Germany. And you know what? In Soviet Russia, it was called Our Craft. It was Our Craft in Soviet Russia.
Children, you're
But no, I think you make a great point, Jeff. You know, Barron being a Zoomer himself, he's like, what, like 20, early 20s, if not like 20-ish?
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be speaking to his father. You know, Dad, stop blaming the video games on violence. You know, violence on video, whatever. You know, that's not the issue. When I would say the issue is radical leftist ideology and, you know, psychological and sinful issues. What were you going to say, Magnum?
I think Barron might be capable of saving the midterms if they get together and like, hey, what do the Zoomers want? What are they looking at?
Exactly.
What's the problem here? Why do they like Nick Fuentes? What can we do to salvage this? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? We can address that right here.
Well, if I can just throw something in, like if you even go before that, even before Barron, where was Trump very popular? With hip hop, with rappers. You know, he was almost in every hip hop artist's song.
They made songs about him. Yeah, exactly.
He was huge in WWE or WWF. He was huge there. And, you know, the fact that, the rivalry between him and Vince, the shaving of the head,
yes.
You know, the haircut.
Didn't he like knock him down really hard in the ring and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Like think about that. Like he was already, you know, up in that, and that's why a lot of blacks liked him, because he was in almost every hip hop artist song. So
cultural icon. He was a culture. He was more famous than any president before he was president. To be honest, you know.
The only thing I could push back on, as far as being the most pro gamer president, is giving all the money to the AI companies and them taking all of our RAM away. So
that's very concerning. Yes.
I wanted to build my PC next year, and this son of a bitch allowed it to happen. Putting that aside, of course, you know, he does seem like he's more pro gamer nowadays than before. So
it would seem that way, and I think, like Jeff said, you know, probably very much due to the fact he has a Zoomer son. You know, Barron Trump. You know, because it's been confirmed Barron is a Discord hanging out gamer up in his college where he's at, and it's pretty cool. You know, so
is to understand this stuff.
Yeah. But like, who was it that mentioned why is the youth like Nick Fuentes? I think that was you, Magnum. You know, why is the youth like Nick Fuentes? Well, I'll show you why. And people like him because we've been told to hate ourselves for being white. Now, Lex, I think you had a few things to say about this.
This one genuinely makes me mad.
It's very concerning. Representative Sarah Stalker says, "I have guilt every day for being white." And yes, and kids should too. Let's listen to what the representative has to say. It's a minute-long clip. Let's try to get through it. Painful as is, we can pause throughout. But I'd like to get your reaction, Lex, about this.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day.
Really?
For a lot of reasons. Because it's a point of privilege. That I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of an even greater privilege.
So not only did she, we'll leave it there, because that's the way she looks. Not only is she anti-white, but she's bringing the patriarchy into it. You know, the men. Initial reaction. I mean, Lex, she's saying. She goes on to say, we don't even have to say. I don't want to hear her stupid voice, to be honest. She says,
what she goes on to say is like, yeah, basically. What she wants is she wants you to teach your kids to feel bad for things they can't control. That's what she wants.
Yes.
And as someone in a classroom with children, I cannot imagine a more abhorrent concept. How absolutely I'm very passionate about this, but like the very thought of someone like telling my students that they should be guilty or feel bad about something they didn't do is
their skin color,
violently offensive to me. And like they're like, it's like, no, absolutely not. Should any of my students ever be told that? Any of them for anything of that nature? and she, a representative, trying to preach about how, well, I'm just a white woman. If I was somebody else, I'd have even more things. Like, shut up, shut up, representative. Shut up.
She probably hasn't had a hard day at work. Probably hasn't had a hard day at work in her entire life.
Look, a woman like her is clearly going to be an affluent white female liberal. That's all that she is. She will never know a hard day's work in life because she probably is, like she says herself, she's coming from a point of privilege. Yeah, I guarantee that privilege happens to be wealth, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, and not even
going to say Cole Hauser?
Not even black people think like that about white people.
Well, I was going to say, who sent that to you?
I believe that was you, Cole Hauser.
And
you
know
one
why?
Said, well, a few people did, but you were the first.
Right. But when I saw that, it irritated me because you know why? If she's down the street at night and she sees homies across the street, what's she gonna do? She's gonna run like hell.
Yep.
Exactly. She is gonna run. And
she's gonna say, "I feel so bad for being white," like you said.
She's gonna hold her purse real tight, and then she's gonna walk across the other street.
Well, I did check her Wikipedia page, and it's suspiciously blank. So
do you mean that early life
section? She was a CIA or some kind of agent.
Very interesting. That early life section was quite revealing.
There's no sections, none at all.
And unfortunately, that's how these.
There's no work history, nothing on her page.
Yeah. But it's these liberal women, guys. It's these liberal, self-hating. She brought the men into it.
Yeah, and that's who the Democrats have been going for with their, white candidates is ex-CIA or ex, agents and whatnot.
Or you know what? Even putting the potential like CIA connections aside, it's just a lot of white folks. Doesn't have to be all females. Majority of the time, it's females, but it could be white liberals of any kind who just genuinely hate themselves just for the sheer fact of being born white.
It's
shameful. And they're trying to tell everyone else how to think. Like, you should think like this. And it's like, you know what? If you hate yourself, then you go deal with it. You go, bury your head in the sand,
children. Don't be telling children they need to hate themselves for their skin.
Yeah, that's not odd. Well, all these left types really want to focus on making children feel bad about themselves. Almost like they have a whole system set up for, you feel bad about yourself. Well, we need to start changing things about you. Just saying.
Well, what's her
you
solution?
Might be the wrong gender. Who knows?
What's her solution? If it isn't like the most extreme racist thing that we ever heard of, what's her solution?
Actually, this kind of reminds me a lot of like the sort of the gotchas they try to have at religion, especially Christianity. I don't mean to like trying to bring religion again into this, but this will be to the point. They like to constantly talk about how whenever we're trying to teach Christianity to kids that we're actually abusing them, because if we're teaching them about, the dangers of hell and how if you don't repent for sin, then your soul could potentially go to hell. They say that's abuse because we're terrorizing the kids. And then look what they themselves are doing. They're essentially doing the same kind of, indoctrination and the same kind of teaching of dogma, shall we say. It just so happens that their dogma is very secular.
Yeah, millennials fell for it, and the Zoomers are not falling for it.
Not whatsoever. No, Zoomers are going hard the other direction. We're not going to apologize.
Yeah.
Teaching your kids about, hell is abusive. Now give us your children so we can cut their junk off.
Exactly. What were you going to say, Cole Hauser?
So these are the same white women, liberal white women, who will say to me, who as a conservative, will say, "You don't understand your place." As a black man, she will tell me, "Your thinking is wrong. You got to follow us." And I'm just like, that's how they think.
Yep. And she's the type of person that would start talking to you like she's hood or something, dumbing down her speech for what she perceives her audience to be.
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yep.
Yep. Again.
Well, just like AOC puts on the accent, whatever crowd you're talking to, and Hillary Clinton, I carry hot sauce wherever I go. Hot sauce.
Exactly.
I don't know. No,
she's never had hot sauce in her life. Mayo is probably spicy for her.
More than likely.
Like a white woman.
I just want to show too.
The only spice she does is pumpkin.
That's true. We got a pumpkin in the chat, but Corn Boy, you mentioned to me the Florida gubernatorial race is in the primary season right now. So we have Byron Donalds and James Fishback someone new to the political world. I wasn't super familiar with him. Let's show his page right here. So I followed James on X, and everything I'm seeing so far just screams based. If I was a Florida resident, I would love to vote for this guy. Let's show this real quick. This was from earlier today, where James posts saying it's okay to be white. Let's play it, and I fully agree, it is okay to be white.
Too often these days, young white men are discounted and told that their opinions don't matter, that they are toxically masculine, that they have some sort of privilege and their conversation and contributions don't matter. I'm running for Florida governor because Florida is our home, America is our birthright, and we can never, ever sell out the men who built this country.
Dude, that's what I want to hear from people running for office.
Yep, he took it there. He
100%.
said, "Who built this country?" Like,
Very
We
good
need
choice.
40 mine more like him.
And straight to
Amen
the
to
point
that.
about it.
Amen to that.
It's not Byron. Also, it's DeSantis's wife.
Casey
who's running.
DeSantis.
Casey
as well, yeah.
DeSantis. Yes,
It's turning
I always
into a
forget
three-way
that.
race.
So let's talk about good thing you mentioned old Byron here. I liked Byron a year ago. I thought he was quite beneficial to the Trump campaign. I didn't know too much about him outside of that, other than the fact he was working on the Trump campaign in 2024. Hey, that's good. Help get Trump elected, whatever. Well, apparently, Byron Donalds, according to James here, is running to give foreign countries billions of dollars per year. James says, I'm running to help you and your kids to buy a home and raise a family. And, with this economy, with everything we're facing, Byron's over here taking $121K from foreign interest groups. Not great, AIPAC. But James is addressing the issues, the bread and butter issues, at the dinner table that we're all talking about. We want young families, any families, to be able to afford a home. These are the key issues. Foreign conflicts are always going to exist. Do we have the money to keep funding these? That's the real question. So, as a Florida resident, if any of you are watching, think about it. That's all I have to say. Just wanted to point that out. Asmongold reacted to that earlier today. We'll just show this real quick. Asmongold seems to have endorsed him. Is shocked by James's pro-Christ unapologetic platform. Let's check this out real quick, then we'll get reactions.
I'm an unapologetic Christian who believes that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And I'm a proud American who will never apologize for our history.
Esmond's reactions
In the
are
coming
awesome.
Oh my God!
In a campaign
I'm
ad.
going to meet as many Florida voters as I can,
Jesus.
where they live, work,
Who is
and
this
pray.
guy?
I'll visit all 67 counties because Florida's next governor has to be someone you can see, talk to, and even debate with. I look forward to seeing you soon. My name is James Fishback, and I approve this message because Florida is our home,
There's the 6
America
sevens in the
is our
chat. I saw
birthright,
it. I
and
knew
we
it was
will
coming.
never
goodness.
let them steal it from us.
Pretty darn based.
Can we? If he doesn't win, can I have him in Canada?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Honestly,
I think we still might need him here in the States.
we might, dude. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of like James Fishback for president 2028 at this point.
I like this guy.
I do too.
absolutely.
And like I said,
Voted for
I've
it.
only very recently found out about him. I did not know who he was.
And
everything
if you
he's
want to
posting.
see more, check out Asmongold did a whole 20-minute long video on it. It was very good.
And Asmongold endorsed him for governor. He endorsed him. So
He said
very
he'd
promising.
been waiting for a guy like this, so it looked pretty good.
Pretty
There's
awesome.
There's a guy running in Michigan. His name is Mike Cox. I said, "Yep, you got my vote."
So Jeff, you're voting for Mike Cox for office? That's what you're voting for? Okay.
Mike
Very
Cox.
interesting.
Yep.
Mike Cox. Okay.
All right.
Pretty interesting.
It's a pretty big endorsement there.
I'd say it's an
Huge
average size.
It's about average size, yeah.
Yeah. I
I'm
wanted to
staying
show this.
silent.
Do we have any Scots? Anyone of Scots heritage whatsoever? Anyone in the chat on the panel? Make your voices be heard because the spirit of William Wallace lives on to this day. There is Muslim prayers being rained out across the airwaves in the open air of Scotland, and this Scottish patriot with the spirit of William Wallace broke out the bagpipe in rebellion. You'll love to see it. Check this out. Just, it's cringy, the Muslim prayer, but. I say God bless that patriot. I'm not even Scottish, but
Yep.
I am ready to run up the colors of
Support
Scotland.
bagpipes to rain through the sound waves all over Scotland.
Reminds me of that Zero Dark 30 scene where they were torturing the dude and they started blasting Metallica.
Nice, very
But
base.
that's the way to do it, guys. You know, it's a peaceful way of doing it, but it gets the point across. You're in our country. You're in our territory. You're not doing that chanting, that Islamic chanting in our
Every
in our
time they
homeland.
do that chanting, I keep thinking they're not just doing it just so they can simply do their prayer. They're doing it as a demonstration of saying, we've come here to take this place over. We've come to
It's a
take your
supremacy
nation
thing.
from you.
It's
Yeah.
all about conquering people, and basically started as like a very small religion. Then Muhammad went like straight up like, we're just going to conquer, and you know that's basically how it spread. So I don't know. That's a very basic understanding of it, but
right.
Oh my god! Did any of you guys see the post this week where someone was saying the difference between the Crusades and like the jihad and civ and the Crusades were offensive? And I was just going,
Are you kidding me?
God, bro.
I have
That's the
never
opposite.
seen such
The
rubbish in
revisionist
this
history
history
if I've
in
ever heard
my
it.
life.
Again, how many times do we have to explain this? Like 400 years of Muslim conquest that was occurring across Europe. Yeah, the reason why the First Crusades even happened was because it was a response to Muslim aggression. That's why.
yeah.
Jesus.
Crazy.
The Crusades were justified.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
absolutely.
It's one.
They should have happened sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jeff? You
When I was
got
in
first.
Egypt, that's one thing I just couldn't get used to is that prayer.
Hmm.
And then I got back to
Dude,
Minneapolis
I
and it was
didn't
playing
even
there
think
too.
Oh,
No,
geez.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anthony got it right. The Muslim call to prayer is a demonstration of dominance. You're absolutely right.
You know,
Absolutely right.
we do have like quite a few Muslims here, but we don't have prayer. Like we don't have that going on here.
Yeah.
So
Too damn cold.
yeah, that too.
Sun doesn't come up
has
early
its
enough.
benefits.
Apparently not in Minnesota though.
Yeah. I wanted to address this. As we know, Rob Reiner did pass away this week. Tragic situation. His son, who's an addict, whatever, killed him, stabbed him and his wife to death in their own home. President Trump had a response to that this morning, and I just wanted to, we don't have to dwell on it too much. I just wanted to point this out. We're going to summarize. President Trump said on Truth Social, a very sad thing happened last night. Now, you mind that. That's the first thing he said. And people are saying that he celebrated death. No. First line is a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump Derangement Syndrome. Sometimes referred to as TDS, he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. We don't have to dwell on, but nonetheless, people were very upset by this on the left and some people on the right too. This is a good account. I don't know who this is, but they summed it up well. Rob Reiner was a hateful lunatic that spewed nonstop dangerous rhetoric against Trump and his supporters. If you can't handle this Truth Social post, then you are way too soft for the fight. We are battling against soulless ghouls of a communist system. Toughen up, cupcakes. Now, Cornboy, you shared this with me. We're going to show this. I shared it. It did not share
And
it. Okay,
in case
Rob
anybody
Reiner's
doesn't
tweets.
know, the photograph on Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, was photographed by his wife.
Yeah. So, Rob said stuff like this: until Trump goes to prison, I'll no longer be posting F you all, MAGA assholes. So, just remembering 3 months ago, they celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And
yeah,
we can't make jokes.
Can be true at the same time.
With Rob Reiner, it is the
Right.
exception. However, he did actually condemn the death of Charlie Kirk. That's the one thing I will give him props for.
That's a good thing, yeah.
And again, say what you will about his own opinions. I'm of two minds of this. Like, I understand that he had his opinions on Trump and his opinions on a lot of people who were part of MAGA. At the same time, I also know that, not celebrating, but shall we say, diminishing his death and just kind of like, whisking it away essentially is a little bit disrespectful. I would say it's not the best look for Trump, but, and there's a big but to this as well, we are dealing with people who have zero qualms about celebrating, anybody's death on the right. An example, Charlie Kirk. They were praising to high heaven about his death. So honestly, when the
I'm
rest
not going to celebrate it, but I'm not going to praise him.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would do. It's what's as the saying goes: if you have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. That's where I'm at in this situation.
Mm-hmm. It was the same when Rush Limbaugh passed away. The left went nuts. Rob Reiner too went after Rush.
Right.
But my whole point, my whole thing with this is I tried to keep silent. But once I saw our side, I was like, okay, I did a simple post, but when the left infuriates and they basically pour gasoline on everything.
Yes.
Like I said, I was very ticked off about people on our side because, when the left goes off, they go off.
Mm-hmm.
And
they
when
go off
the
hard. Yes.
When somebody on the right does something or says something, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
And
for the most built things too.
The
you
thing
make
is,
a great point, Colhauser. It's very imbalanced. It's very
thing
imbalanced.
is, a lot of us on the right are very principled. We still hold on to those principles.
Of course.
And I can understand why. That principles are the reason why a lot of us have the character that we have.
Yeah, they make you a better person in one hand. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. That's why we hold on to them, and that's why whenever we see that some of us are essentially, letting go of those principles, we try to essentially reel them back in.
Yep.
But again, at the same time, I also get it. We're dealing with people who have zero principles. We're dealing with people who have zero respect for morality. So they're okay with acting like the ghouls that they are. That's why I'm starting to get to that point too, where, give unto them what they give to us.
We can't let
Just like
them
Jake
bring
said
us
in the
down.
chat.
We can't. They want to bring us down to their level. They want to destroy
Both points
us.
of view are very adequate.
And,
But
and at the same time, like we were saying, you can't ignore the fact of what they're doing too. So it's
we're not going to say like it's equal. What they're doing is far worse. Yes, Colhauser.
Yeah. And you got to remember who you're dealing with too.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like Trump's ever been silent. Like when you piss him off, he will go off. Yeah. And that's why you see a shift in the world and how everything goes, because when you tick him off, he's not going to hold back.
He lets you know
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they shouldn't be surprised at the same time.
There needs to be a very surgical and brutal, but also kind of like swift and tempered way to sort of answer this. Go after the ones that we know are really causing the most damage, and go at them with sheer ferocity. And the ones who, shall we say, kind of lightly support them, we essentially demonstrate to them what happens if you want to go further. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and I just think the fair point is, we can quabble over the wording of what Trump said, but at the end of the day, I would argue it's nothing compared to what the left said. No. And it boils down to that. Yeah. What they've said and what they've done is far worse, even if maybe what Trump said isn't the way I would have put it. I think that's irrelevant.
I would still consider his statement a moderate position.
Yeah, and think of this too. How many times have people on the left do blackface, and they don't get called out for
Jimmy
it?
Kimmel, yeah.
Sarah Silverman.
When who was it on the when Ted Danson did it? They scolded at him.
Well, so actually, let's do an even closer example. Quarter Black Garrett, when he did blackface earlier this year on Friday Night Tights.
Excellent.
The barrage of death threats that were coming after him, dude.
I saw them. I saw them on X. I screenshotted a couple. Yeah. They literal death threats made against Quarter
pretty
Black.
Bad when he can't even celebrate that part of his ancestry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was almost going to be George Floyd for Halloween, but I was talked out of it, and I was a Mexican instead, and that's okay. But we talk about and that's a shill point. I'll be Santa Claus if we hit 15 more subs at the end of the stream.
He is a man of his word.
I think the real difference is the real difference is reveling.
Wait a minute, Colhauser. Wait a minute, Colhauser. Wait a minute. Is this going to be am I going to be a black Santa Claus?
You got my endorsement.
All right, there you go.
We got the signature. I got the N pass. I got the Black Santa Claus. We good to
You
go.
got the black vote. There you go. You got the black vote.
That's a ho 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 is up in here.
He like ho ho ho.
It said ho ho ho. Am I going to say Harris?
Oh, can I just throw one thing? I want to throw one thing. So years ago, we had I'll send you the link. But years ago, we have a furniture store called Leon's, and they would do this thing called hold ho 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 the payments. The minute they used the black guy in it, it hit the fan. I'll send you it. It was just so
I
funny.
need to see that. Did they have him have a pimp hat on instead of a Santa hat?
No,
Or
he
did
was
they not
just.
go all the way?
I'll send it to you.
Oh, those entrepreneur commercials are the best. Like the local entrepreneur was like, "Hey, come down to Ricky J's."
You know what? Instead of eggnog, maybe I'll get a bottle of Hennessy and some
shit.
some other snacks for Christmas. We'll have to see. I wanted to show this though, since we're on the subject. This was brought up this week. This chick, I don't really care who she is, but it just summarizes the left. Amanda Seyfried, whatever, don't know or care who she is really, some actress. She says, "I'm not effing apologizing for Charlie Kirk, for calling Charlie Kirk hateful after his death." So she called Charlie Kirk hateful before his death, and she refuses to retract those statements after his death. That's her claim. I mean, for F's sake, I commented on one thing. I said something that was based on actual reality,
Citation
and
needed.
actual footage, and
Citation
actual
needed.
quotes. Yeah,
More
Lex,
citation
what is
needed.
Lex? Do you know of any hateful that she's claiming Charlie Kirk may have said? What?
You know, I've been looking for it, but
me too.
Again, she's also going to come from the side that says disagreeing with somebody is hate speech, and you know, saying things like women should or anyone should control
Misgendering.
themselves. It's going to be hate speech. So you're not going to get anything that's pretty on this. She is free to have an opinion.
Says,
like that's fair.
She said she's claiming. She says what I said was pretty damn factual, and I'm free to have an opinion. Of course, thank God for Instagram. Well, she capitalized the G. I'm shocked. I was able to give some clarity, and it was about getting my voice back because I felt like it had been stolen and recontextualized, which is what people do. Of course, Seyfried told whatever the heck. So nonetheless, this chick being vile. Utterly vile, making up claims about this man who was assassinated.
Just because
in front
she
of his
thinks
family.
something that he said was hateful does not make it a fact that something he said was hateful.
She's basing it off of what people told her.
She's basing it on her perception.
Right.
She's basing it on that too.
On,
she probably said, "Oh,
context
Charlie
clips.
Kirk said I can't kill my own kids," in the womb.
Yeah, so he's
that's
hateful.
hateful.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Exactly.
She's trying to stay Hollywood relevant. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I turned 40 recently, and once you turn 40, you got to be an activist.
On Malty's show last night, we talked about that quote for a bit too, and that was kind of the conclusion over there. It was just like, is she just saying stuff? And like, are she and the people who are now all of a sudden starting to say, maybe I shouldn't talk about politics more? Are they all just like saying these things just because they're trying to stay relevant and they can tell the winds are changing?
Exactly.
You really should be taking your cues from Jennifer Lawrence instead. Honestly, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
I was about to say Jennifer Lawrence.
I'm surprised that
out. Maybe she can step in. Is that her thought process?
Yeah.
Well, the best was Gene Simmons the other day. Like when Gene Simmons was at the, and he said, "Why am I telling you who I supported?"
Yeah. He said, "When I go in to vote, it's private. It's
Right.
like," he said, "What did he say? None of your damn business." Basically, essentially.
Yeah.
That should be their thing. You're a celebrity. You're an entertainer. You are the court jester. Entertain us. Dance for us.
When you're selling a product, you don't want to piss off half of your customers.
Exactly.
Michael Jordan, even Republicans buy sneakers.
Yep.
There you go.
Biggest,
right there,
best quote ever.
Very true. What approximate? I actually don't know. Like, when did he say that? That was like what, the 90s or something, or like 2000s?
I think it was 2000s.
Roughly around that area, yeah.
So it was
While he was
before the
playing.
super wokeification of everything.
Way
and
before it,
that's
yeah.
when people had common sense wisdom of like, don't piss off both sides.
What about Michael Jordan doesn't make you think that he cares about merit? Like, is there anything about Michael Jordan that seems not merit based? I mean, I just think the dude's conservative.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
He
don't
might
know.
he
I know
might
nothing
be
about the
liberal, but like he's all about like hard work and
well, he's a basketball player. He knows to shut up and dribble too. So there's
There
that.
you go.
There is that. Lex, you sent me this. We're gonna get into the article. This is the first headline. Australia's we have a few Aussies in the chat too, so I'd like to hear what they have to say. And keeping everyone in prayer too, with the difficulties over there right now, 100%. But we wanted to cover this because this is something I think we can all have some different opinions on, but we'll come to a resolution. Social media ban for teens under 16 now in effect. The first country to do so. Let's go to this. This is from Reuters, whatever, but they summarized it. Australia begins enforcing world's first teen social media ban. So let's see how they enforce it. Musk says X will comply. Final platform to agree. Australia first in world to ban social media for under 16s. 10 major platforms ordered to block children or face fine. EU lawmaker says Europe has a chance to learn from Australia. That's the gist of it, essentially. Read a book instead, Prime Minister tells youngsters. No, let's get into it. We don't even need to look at that. Two things I just want to say off the bat. That's giving government control to eliminate internet anonymity. But I say on the other hand, too, I don't think children belong on social media. I think they should not be on it. Parents need to parent and they shouldn't be talking to strangers on the internet. So it's a two-sided thing. What do you guys think right off the bat? Cornboy, you look like you were going to say something.
I was going to say they should go a little bit further and ban smartphones from people under 18. Give them regular old dial-up phones until
That's
they're
what
18.
I had, a flip phone.
Yeah,
flip phone as a minor, yes.
And they need to ban communism at the same time so that they can't indoctrinate the kids.
They can have their internet access at home or at school, but if you're out and about with your friends, you just need a phone. You can be doing other things.
Yes.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that, though, Magnum Norris. Knowing Australia, they like to take a lot of cues from European Union.
That's what bothers me. What bothers me about it is they get to indoctrinate your kids all the way up until they're adults, and then now they get to look at X and see the truth. Like that's. But at the same time, parents definitely need to be watching what their kids are seeing online. So I do agree with both sides of the argument.
Yeah, parents can monitor their internet usage at home, so that should be where they use it.
I don't
should be up to
trust
parents, and parents need to parent. Parents should educate other parents.
I don't trust the government though at all.
Exactly.
Like, I don't trust their ambitions here. Like I think they want to ban X is what they're really trying to do.
Well, being the resident ANCAP here, I have zero trust in the government at all. I have a feeling that this whole thing is going to backfire. Absolutely. But at the same time, I am also a Christian. I can sort of see the reasoning as to why we would want to keep kids out, well, especially like kids under 16 out of social media. I see a plethora of kids on X who are essentially constantly hanging out with like older individuals that also happen to be, well, part of the LGBTQ community. And you know that that's where a good bit of the Reddits begins.
Of the world.
That's where they tend to like try and convince children, oh, if you're feeling this way or if you're thinking in that manner, maybe the reason is because you're trans, or maybe the reason's because you're gay, or maybe the reason could actually just be they're going through extremely volatile times in their life. I remember when I was, a young 13-year-old boy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when you were gay. I'm concerned.
In a different universe, a different world. I got far better. But I remember when I was young, I had no idea what the hell to think of the world at all. Not a damn bit. Everything seemed so confusing to me. But I'm glad that I actually had, a stable home life.
Exactly.
Stable enough, shall we say, just to like sort of convince me not to follow down any of those kinds of paths. I went to church every Sunday. I listened to my mother. All that good Christian boy stuff, basically. You know what I mean?
The only thing they're going to get now, though, is the government education and the mainstream media. So the parents now more than ever, now more than ever have to funnel or have to filter all of that leftist trash.
And Nishi makes a great point too. Roblox was not on the ban list
of Roblox.
That tells you something. Because if you guys don't know, Roblox is like pervert central.
Oh yeah, it's pretty sickening.
Reddit.
So Roblox not being part of that ban list. Now that you mention it, Nishi, I trust the government even more or less, which is surprising. I thought I didn't trust it at all. Now I'm already at that point, but I'm getting further to the point of I want to see the whole damn thing dismantled, honestly, because if they cannot handle trying to like ban or restrict or do that or whatever, and they make those kinds of moves. Yeah, yes. I literally do not understand why anybody would trust the government at all. And it's like what we saw early in the chat. Oh, Kohlhauser, you yourself said it. The Ronald Reagan quote. Yeah, that's probably
The most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Ronald Reagan was 100% correct about that perfectly true statement. Nothing more terrifying than that whatsoever.
A little ironic
Kohlhauser,
coming
you
from the
nailed it
guy
right
that
there.
banned
Yeah.
machine guns, but it does still fit. Yeah.
I know, no fault divorce, the mental asylums. I know.
That as well.
And you know what? This is someone's trying to groom me in the chat. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of concerned.
What
No,
the
but
hell?
like what? Ultimately, I mean, like Jeff. Jeff, what do you think? The government. I think obviously we're going to agree. Kids, you need to. Parents need to be involved.
Right.
But I mean, would you say you trust the government to be in charge of this whatsoever?
Not a freaking chance. No, absolutely not.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with both sides of the argument, but I also fully agree with it. It comes down to the parents. There are safeguards that any parent can put in place on either their internet at home or the child's phone, their tablet, anything. They
Yes.
literally can't control it. They just need to put their own account on there that only they can control, only they know the password to. It's not that hard. I've seen, I've had friends that have kids that they'll be on like Roblox and Discord, and you can't go on that anymore. I told you can't do that. Okay, I won't. Right back on it. They just they're gonna get around it no matter what.
Well, kids are smarter than their parents with
Exactly.
technology.
Yeah.
That's why parents, you need to have your eyeballs on the screens and see
Right.
what they're looking at, because you don't know who they're talking to.
Yeah.
Lex, I'm sure you can testify. You are a teacher. I'm sure you talk to a lot of parents who are involved with this stuff.
Well,
what are
we're
some
at-
experiences you may be able to share with like the social media issue?
Well, actually, my school, private school, obviously, but my school is trying and it's teaming up with a bunch of other schools in the diocese to promote what we call smart families, which is this movement. Basically, it's get smartphones away from kids. Give them a dumb phone. Sure, they
Yep.
can have a phone that
Based.
can
Call 911. Call your parents. Yeah.
send that can call that can maybe send text messages, but like no internet browsers. No internet browser. You don't need that on your phone.
Yes.
Which completely cuts out any room for like social media, things like that. And then of course we couple that with just like, hey, but like, let's be blunt. The government wants to replace parents.
Yeah.
In all times and all places, that's what governments, and
Right.
you can't do that. You cannot do that. Absolutely not. I'm very mixed on the subject because I do think it's important to get these kids out of
Have to
these
ban social
spheres.
sciences,
But-
ban social sciences from schools at the same time, in my opinion. Because like if they don't have the baseline learnings from school and they allow them to just communize all the kids while they can't
Yes.
even have access to right wing media, because that's kind of what I feel like they're trying to do here. But
What
I don't
happens
know.
Could be it.
a lot of times. You asked if like what I know from talking to parents, not talking, is there's this pressure of, well, I don't want my child to be the only one who doesn't have a phone, and to which my response every time is,
Why not?
I don't care if your child's the one who doesn't have a phone. You would be being smart. What are the two options you prefer? The one without a smartphone who is, they're getting groomed, or would you rather be the only one? I don't want my kid to be the only one not getting groomed. Sorry. What type of argument?
Yeah.
What a strange concept. Yeah,
really
I don't
tough,
get it.
this whole situation.
Like Jake
is tough.
said,
Yeah.
home ec and shop class over social sciences.
Yes.
Every single time. So
I took home ec in school. I know how to cook. I know how to sew. It's basic stuff that people can't do anymore.
You see,
invaluable skills.
I remember my high school used to also have auto shop as well too. I made
Yeah.
sure that I took auto shop because I actually wanted to learn at the very least. If my car broke down at some point or my car needed to change a tire, I wanted to learn how to do that. Those are simple but also very important lessons to learn, just so that way you know about it in everyday life.
There's another aspect
it
that I
can
think we're forgetting about
save
is when
your
you
life
when you
someday.
ban things, it makes people want to do it even more, like prohibition.
That's true.
And
Right.
marijuana and all that stuff. Like marijuana being illegal did not stop people in my grade from smoking. All right, you know what I mean?
Well, just
So-
like they say, gun control is going to stop the criminals from committing crime.
yeah. So there's another aspect.
Idiots.
Definitely
It's
proves
an
that in
issue of the
Australia.
heart. You
Law-abiding
need
citizens and
to.
criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Lex, not to try and act as though I know a lot more about, the religious guidance aspects, shall we say, but like whenever you're talking to these parents and they say, "Oh, I don't want my kid to be the only one that doesn't have a phone," have you ever considered, or has anybody in the diocese ever considered saying, "Well, do you want your child to actually follow Christ, or do you want your child to just be part of the world?" I feel like that's an important question to kind of try and ask.
I haven't
just so that
made
way they have the
that
understanding
connection with the parents, but it's immediately a connection that I can see. So, but typically, it's typically, and of course, this is coming from the school admin perspective. It's mostly like, we are genuinely concerned for your child's safety, but frankly, our number one priority should always be your children's soul, and
not necessarily fitting into the social norms of the year. Yeah,
I do think that this unfettered access to the internet and to social media, it risks souls, bluntly, like it does.
And yeah, you need to have a good moral framework.
Need to be on top of that.
If you don't have a moral framework before you get access to this stuff, like, because I didn't have what we have now with internet when I was younger, so like I had to go out in the world and learn stuff, and then once I got access to it, I knew how to deal with it. And I think that's the problem now, is the kids, they see it before they even learn what life is about. They don't know how to deal with it. And that comes down to parenting. It comes down to parenting, really. And if we had more policy that promotes two parents in the household rather than this communist trash we're getting, I think that would be the ultimate goal. But
I can say it's just not like kids. Like, one good example, I was at the gym today. And I saw maybe like 3 or 4 people sitting on the bench. I'm working out and they're on their phone.
Yeah.
And constantly, when I'm driving now, I see so many people. I think somebody's going to get hit because when they're crossing the lights, they're on their phone.
Right.
And the phone has basically just taken up. Like, I remember one time I was in the theater a couple years ago. This guy had his phone and you could see the light. This lady got up and just scolded him. Just like, I always turn off my cell phone when I go to the theater, but this is the mindset. And when kids,
Kohlhauser, you're setting up.
Yeah,
you're setting an interesting standard there.
When kids see it, they follow along. Why can't I use my phone?
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's
lead by example. That's a really great point too. Like we're on social media right now. That's how we're all connected. Time and a place. We're in our homes, at our computer, set time, all this stuff. But when you're at church, when you're at a family meeting, family reunion,
hanging out with friends, you shouldn't be at the restaurant with your. You see kids at the restaurant with their grandparents, and they're looking at their tablet. It's like, your grandparents aren't going to be here one day. You're going to regret looking at that stupid screen. When you could have soaked in these memories.
That's one thing that pisses me off more than anything. You go to a restaurant and someone just hands their kid a tablet right at the table.
They're letting the tablet be the parent instead of the parent actually doing the job.
It's screaming and crying. Oh, the tablet will calm them down. Smack them. What happened to me?
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on.
Like,
spare the rod, spoil the child.
And none of this obviously is like,
pick a switch.
None of this is to demonize social media at all, clearly, because again, like you say, we're using it right now. There are good times to use it.
But we're also not children too. I mean, maybe mentally, but we're not children.
It's a time and a place,
Right.
Exactly.
Just like people got to learn.
Exactly what I was just going to say. Time and a place to come here, talk about a bunch of idiots who don't know how to be parents. And then there's a time and a place where you just put the damn phone away and connect with real humans, for God's sake.
Yes, exactly. And like Jake said in the chat, what a white pill. Last Monday, Jake was in the woods with his cousin, hunting whitetail, having a blast. You guys get anything, Jake?
Very nice.
Let us know, because that's pretty awesome. Anthony's been hunting. Guys, it's the time of year. Christmas is a week and a half away. Don't be on your phones. Don't be on your phones. Family time.
Well, and think about this. And I'm not going to really knock Elon and Starlink, because like my company, we install a lot of Starlink satellites. But the fact that you can get a Starlink app for a mobile for your backpack, so when you're camping,
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't just got one. Maybe for emergency services, but like for I'm not watching a movie when I go camping.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now.
Mhm.
That's not part of it. But no, I think that was a great breakdown of this because, like we said, time and a place with anything. I would encourage people. I want this channel to grow. I want to grow, but this Christmas, I would ask, don't watch my channel. Don't be liking my posts when you're with your family, with your parents and grandparents. You know, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button right now on the stream and sharing. I appreciate it, guys. But when you're with family, when you're with friends, when you're doing real life stuff, put the screen down. And I just wanted to point this out. On geeksandgamers.com, great site.
What is that?
Great site and source. I combine those words. Great site. Highly recommend checking it out. They post this. U.S. Customs plans mandatory social media activity checks on incoming travelers. Very interesting. So this was written by Alex Scherzo on G&G. President Donald Trump, in an interview with Brett Baer on Fox News, talking about this. United States government may begin having U.S. Customs and Border Protection check the social media history of those attempting to enter the country. Well, I tell you right now, I hope this does not become a domestic check for people like me because I am cooked. I am cooked. With the memes.
Part 2.
Dude, I am cooked. If they saw my DMs and the memes I send to you guys throughout the week, oh, dude, I'm going to Nuremberg 2.0. Bloomberg reports that Customs and Border Protection, which is the largest agency within the DHS, is proposing a new practice in which it will begin asking visitors to show, well, so this is people coming in, you know, from the outside, to show their social media history for the previous 5 years as part of a screening process for travelers entering the U.S. under the visa waiver program. Nonetheless, that's all we need to show with that. But what do you guys think? You know, is this a plus?
I suggest everyone get their passport now, so you know, in the future you only have to renew it, and you won't have to go through some kind of screening like this, which I guarantee you they'll expand to the citizenry.
I don't know if it was Magnum Norse that said it, but yeah, it could potentially feel like Patriot Act 2.0. But on the flip side, you have seen a lot of people recently on social media. I'm reminded of one particular Venezuelan. I can't remember what the hell his name was, but like it was one Venezuelan who said he was coming into the country because he knew that he was able to sneak in and he's going to exploit it and he's going to take all the money that he earns from it and sends it back to Venezuela. Instances like that, yeah, I'm more than okay with actually vetting and screening these fucking people.
Yeah, I want the right people looking at it, though. I want the right people looking at it to understand the difference.
And that's the only concern I have is sometimes we don't know who the people are that are going to be doing the screening. Like you say, Magnum Norse, I want the right people to do it, but honestly, we never know if it's always going to be the right people that get, you know, control of this stuff. I got hope, but sorry, go ahead, Wowzer.
Well, I was going to say, because we, like our government here is already, they've already issued these out, telling everyone be prepared. So I know when I cross, because I got my passport, because I'm coming down in March, I'll be down there for quite a while for, you know, and attending MegaCon. Like I know what to expect when I get to the border. You know, I'll just say, sure, here you go. Yeah. I got nothing. I have nothing to worry about.
I'm gonna send you the most heinous memes that down. And then I'm gonna report you to ICE, and we'll split the reward.
Hauser's stuck at the border from a meme from ICE.
It's because of Isaac's memes. He sent too many racist memes.
In Orlando, and
Free Cole Hauser.
All VHS.
Whatever you do,
it's funny.
Hauser,
it's funny when
Idaho.
Sorry?
Just don't go to Idaho because they'll probably like send you to that bar and then report you for it before you get
Old
your
State
last beer.
Saloon,
Yeah,
Get a
Old
free
State,
beer.
that's the one.
Well, it's funny because when I came down for MegaCon earlier this year, when I got there, they just asked me because I took the train down, so I drove across the border, and then the lady asked me, she said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Orlando." "Why are you going to Orlando?" So I'm going for MegaCon. She goes, "Oh, is that big Comic-Con?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, we'll have fun," and I was on my way. So, but I know what to expect this time. I know I'm gonna be ready to say, "Here's my phone. Go ahead." And I got, you know, you know.
That's when you show them the alt account where you're very centrist. You're very centrist moderate, not offensive to anybody.
Very pro-Canadian, but not too pro-Canadian.
Right.
Yeah.
No, am I the only one that thinks that maybe 5 years is a bit much? I mean, because if you look at, how much one of us posts on, say, X even 1 year, you expect someone to go through every single
I
post
post
on
as
every
much in
social
1
media
year
for
as
5
most
years?
people do in 5 years. Exactly. Yeah.
You post as much as nobody posts in 1 year.
It's very true.
But no, I mean, and it also comes down to because there's gonna have to be people sitting at a desk all day, granted, give people jobs, or they're gonna audible over to AI or something like that and look for keywords.
More than likely,
which is gonna possibly also be a bad thing because it'll key in on the wrong stuff, just take it out of context. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah, AI does not
I mean, in my
distinguish
case,
context too well.
it'll be in context. I deserve it, but still.
Yeah. Very
Well,
true.
first of all, for
I
me-
support banning Lex from the United States too. What were you saying, Cole?
Well, first of all, I know for me, proper English, they'll see that, born here, but they'll understand. They'll have more of an understanding where, okay, this guy's not from this country or this hellhole or whatever.
Exactly.
That they'll see that, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, wear your GI Joe shirt and don't yell Allahu Akbar. You should be good.
Yes. It's praise Allah, not praise Allah.
Yeah.
Praise
I
Allah.
want to say that.
Don't yell it at don't yell. We love your podcast, Cole Hauser. Praise Allah. Don't
remember
yell it at the airport.
that was Ryan's. That was Ryan's doing.
Yes, it was. You are not a Chinese Muslim. And thank God for that. Thank God for that. The Chinese and the Muslim part. But I just wanted to show, I think we're all familiar. Kelsey Grammer, one of the longest running sitcom actors ever. He plays Frasier. I think he's held that
Nice.
role longer than anyone on TV. Big fan of the guy. He's outspoken Christian. He's a conservative. Kelsey Grammer breaks Hollywood ranks to praise Trump as, quote, maybe the greatest president ever. You don't see this in Hollywood too often now, do you? This is from thatperkplace.com. So there's Kelsey with the Frasier microphone and set. So as we know, guys, Hollywood isn't exactly known for embracing conservatives, particularly Trump. But Frasier star Kelsey Grammer has never shied away from breaking ranks. Now, with a new interview going viral, the veteran actor is again making waves for praising Trump, comments that have sparked conversation far beyond the entertainment beat. What do you guys think? Good old Frasier here, endorsing Trump as maybe the greatest president ever. You don't see this in Hollywood too often. What do you guys think?
Ever a bad thing to break ranks with Hollywood?
No, it is not.
no,
No, it
absolutely
is not.
not.
I would not want to be in ranks with Hollywood, to say the least.
So I might be coming off hypocritical, having recently just said, and Amanda Seyfried should have just taken cues from Jennifer Lawrence and shut her mouth.
Yeah.
But when it comes to right-wing politics, and yes, I'm going to be very hypocritical about this because I believe right-wing politics are a little bit more on the side of reality, objective reality, than whatever the left-wingers are doing. I don't mind Kelsey Grammer saying that he believes Trump may be the greatest president ever. I have my reservations on jumping to such a statement. I would think somebody like maybe Calvin Coolidge or almost Teddy Roosevelt were, really cool presidents. But, putting that aside, obviously, if he wants to share his opinion and say Trump's maybe the greatest president ever, that's his prerogative. He's more than fine doing something like that as well. Again, I would also still say ultimately I would take cues not so much from Jennifer Lawrence this time, but instead Kurt Russell, where it's more like, we're clowns. We're just entertainers. That's all that we are. It's not like people really care about our own political opinions. Again, I'm not saying he doesn't have to share. If he wants to share it and get an interview about it, he can do it. But at the same time, I like watching my actors because I like to see them do performances. That's all
the
that
art
it is.
form that they're producing, the product that they're putting out, not necessarily their political opinions, which are usually pretty horrible in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But also praising somebody is a little bit different than lying about people and denigrating them too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes. Yes.
If somebody said, "Well, my favorite president is Joe Biden," I would say, "Well, that's stupid," but then I would just move on.
Right.
If you're gonna lie and lie and lie and lie about Trump, and it's like, okay, this is really getting annoying. It's a little bit of a difference.
Fair point.
Well, she's an
I
old
think
man who's
sharing
smart,
political
and Jennifer
opinions-
Lawrence is a young, dumb woman. So
This is very true. What were you saying, Lex?
I was gonna say, I think having movie stars sharing their political opinions in general has contributed greatly to the death of the movie star, in the sense of once you take away mystery, then people get bored. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain that he's saying he's breaking ranks with Hollywood to say something nice, but in general, I just I know I echo everything we've already said.
Well, Lex, I would say it started with Tom Cruise when he was jumping on that couch.
What? That reference went over my head.
I love Katie Holmes. I love Katie Holmes.
Well, I mean, who doesn't though?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but you like that love you take a little bit extreme there, buddy.
Again, that would be something that I would say better if that had been left to mystery than explained.
That and his worship of Lord Xenu, but I mean, anyways.
Yeah, the Thetans and stuff. Like, man, Scientology is a whole nother level of retardation.
And I just want to point out what Anthony said.
No, I think he's still part of it, but he just kind of keeps it on the down low at this point. He doesn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
I think Anthony makes a great point. Finds it very odd that Hollywood thinks they are the arbiters of morality. How crazy is that? You know,
they think they're the
court
exemplars,
jesters, the clowns. They're not. They're certainly not.
No. Well, think about it when the Avengers did that video for.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
You know.
Do I have to think about that?
It was hilarious. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, but they're basically telling you what to do because you know.
Very true. And NPC person points it out correctly. Hollywood is run by Satanists, the CIA, and criminal cartels. I would say cartels of many kinds as well. International cartels. Some pretty crazy stuff. Not a fan of Hollywood. They've been pushing bad stuff in recent years. You know, there was a time where we knew they had propaganda in their material. But when it's entertaining and you have good stories and timeless storytelling and good characters, you can overlook a few differences of opinion if you're putting out good stuff. And that's what it boils down to. Put out good stuff, we'll buy it again. Or
Joseph McCarthy was wrong about a lot of things, but not about Hollywood.
No.
NPC person is a cover for Alex Jones, by the way. No.
Well, you know what? Perfect segue, Magnum. Thank you. One of the last things we're going to read for the night. This is from Infowars.com. I just wanted to show this. Another thing of just censorship and the BS we've been dealing with. It's insane. 9 U.S. banks engaged in political debanking. So this means you cannot even simply transfer money person to person if they don't like your political opinions. So here, it says 9 of the largest banks in the U.S. engage in political debanking, according to a new report from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. I wanted to get down to this. The report was produced in response to President Trump's Executive Order 1433-1, guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. I like that very much. That's a Trump W right there. I think that is really good. Fair banking for all Americans. You cannot be politically ostracized from money transferring services. The order stated that banks had been restricting service to law-abiding citizens and businesses on the basis of political and religious beliefs. An order directed regulators to remove terms such as reputational risk from their guidance language that is used to justify debanking. I just wanted to show that because that's straight up Orwellian nonsense right there.
And they had no problem working with Jeffrey Epstein or cartels or any number of other illegal activities. Yet you show an opinion they
organized
don't like
crime,
and they debank you.
Well, I can give you a good one here because, like, we all know what happened here when the trucker convoy. One of my friends, she donated $25 to the convoy. The bank froze her account. Right. So then we had another friend of ours. He went to the bank, pulled out all his money, and the bank questioned him, saying, "Why would you do this? You participated
it's his
with
money,
the government. Yeah, you participated with the government to freeze people's accounts, so I'm taking out all my money." And that's what he did.
This is the most dangerous thing that, like, if people don't fully understand how dangerous it is, imagine not being able to buy groceries because the government doesn't like what you said.
Yeah, we're not talking about terrorists here. We're not talking about people actually, doing illegal activities.
You guys
we're talking about
remember,
families.
You guys got to remember, none of this is anything new when it comes to government. If you remember back during the Great Depression era, during FDR's New Deal signing, they also took a lot of people's gold that they had in their own homes. They went and confiscated it. So it's nothing new. It's going to continue as well too, unless we somehow find an actual decentralized way of actually owning our own money.
That's why we find, to this day, we find gold coins in the floorboards and walls of very old houses. Very rarely, but you still hear contractors come across that stuff from those.
I don't even say this as somebody who's trying to advocate for crypto. I don't know if I really trust crypto all that much, but I say it more so trying to push for actual,
if you can't touch it, you don't own it.
Before.
If you can't touch it, you don't own it. That's what
decentralization.
Gold, silver, the things that we used to have before in this country.
Silver finally broke through the cartel's graphs too. It's gaining a lot of steam.
Yes, it's.
You mean the things that are still valuable and have never stopped being valuable?
Right.
Lex, wasn't gold and silver referenced many times in the Bible as being actually tangible, real wealth? That you can touch. Makes sense.
Extolled as exemplars of even to the point of hey, I mean, obviously, the Bible has some things to warn about obsessions with wealth, but gold and silver are used constantly as symbols of purity and symbols of value and investment. So, of course, they want to take all that away and then give you paper.
Of course.
But they can bring
one
they
of the three wise men gave gold to Jesus Christ when he was
silver.
So it
the
is
beginning of the end of the empire. In my opinion, was getting off the gold standard was the beginning of the end. In my opinion,
yes.
Yep.
Well, we all remember what happened in Libya.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with that's one thing Ron Paul was always right about. Go back to the gold standard, and it's gonna rein things in and end the Fed too. I
still say to this day that the Clintons stole all that gold and opened up a fresh new mine in Haiti to extract gold from. So I think
the Clinton
they
Foundation
smuggled it through there.
And now they're eating each other.
Yes, and they're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats. That's the last thing we're going to talk about for this
Thank you,
evening.
Barbecue.
I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody on the Kick side. Thank you for everybody for the support. We got awfully close. We're awfully close to that 50 goal. We're at 35, guys. We're at 35. Just wanted to say, make sure you're at least following over on Kick to be eligible for gifted subs. Kick's a great free speech site. We are multi-streaming on. Thank you, everybody, very much for stopping by. Anthony, we had to make you a mod. You're too darn based to not be a mod at this point. Thank you, Anthony, for being here.
Anthony's a hell of a guy. I met him last weekend
You
in
and ABF
Arizona.
said you met him,
We hung
yeah.
out with him. Hell of a guy. No, absolutely. Props out to him. Shout out to him.
Fantastic. Great to see you in the chat. Jake Martin, modding. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for dropping those links for me and everybody else on the panel. NPC person, thanks for stopping by. Nishi, like we said, we're praying for the Aussies, praying for you guys. Thank you all for being here. Cornboy, where can people find you? What you going to be doing? What you gonna be up to?
Well, I've got a YouTube channel, cornboy_199. You can subscribe there. That'd be great. I do some gaming every now and then. Usually when Geeks and Gamers play Mario Kart, I'll join them. So if you want an alternate view on the Mario Kart streams, go ahead and hit me up.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure you're following Cornboy because
We're a
you might see
big,
some game
diverse
streams over there.
team here. We even support a company like G&G, famously owned and operated by a gay. So
a homosexual man. Yes, Jeremy.
Some might
yes.
call him a fig.
Some might. Some would. I do. Cole Hauser, thank you again for joining us, dude. Your channel, congrats. You hit 200 subs.
Nice.
Let's see those numbers
Very
keep going
nice.
up and up and up. Where can
Thank you.
people find you? What you're going to be doing?
So they can find me on YouTube, of course, at Cole Hauser, on X. I'm actually just learning to do some gaming.
That's right.
So
Nice.
trying to get that going. This Saturday on my toy show, I got Mo Zamboni coming on. We're going to talk some G1 Transformers and G.I.
Very
Joe.
nice.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
looking forward to that.
another gay
That's
man.
fantastic. That's very true. Very true indeed. Magnum, where can people find you? What you going to be up to? Thank you again for joining us. It's always great to have you on. You were getting some compliments in the chat tonight on that LGBT flag.
Oh,
Want to tell people
okay.
what that is too? While you're
More
doing your
diversity.
outro.
Yeah, I had to come out of the closet a while ago, and I just let the flag fly. But
we're very supportive here. Yes,
I'm on X. I'm on this channel every other week. I'm on Nerd Wars, and just keep watching everybody's channels. And when I got something bubbling, I'll let everybody know. So
absolutely, subscribe to Magnum. Check out what's he gonna be up to. Yeah, Ronan, you've got a channel too, man. You've been game streaming. I saw you doing that the other night. Where can people find you? What you going to be doing?
So you can find me underneath over here on my link tree where I have various other links. You can find me on YouTube at Ronan the Crusader. You can find me on X, Ronan_Crusader7. You can also find me streaming on Kick as well too, because I like doing dual streaming. I was playing Fallout on Saturday, and I was also playing Death Stranding as well too. I'll be playing Death Stranding again on Wednesday, and this Thursday, Friday, probably not streaming at all. Saturday will be streaming again. I also announced that I will not be streaming anymore on Sundays, except of course with the For the Homies podcast, doing Matinee with the Homies, where we discuss movies, TV shows, and all around just film in general. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
Very good stuff.
Very nice. Very nice. Looking forward to checking that out, man. Thanks again for joining us. It's always great to have you on the show. We
Always
appreciate
a pleasure.
you, man. And Jeff, thank you again for joining us tonight. It's always great to have you on the show, our friendly Youper. So thank you. Where can people find you? What are you going to be up to?
Yes, you can find me on my channel at Jeff Up North 57, on X Jeff Up _North, and then also my other channel that me and my buddies Andy and Willie is Drink Up 906. We got gaming on Tuesdays, our talk show on Fridays, and Thursday I have my live stream on Jeff Up North with Isaac.
Absolutely.
And I think we have Alec Baldwin's finger joining us.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
Talking about the
what
mound
did you say we're going to be
builders.
talking about?
The mound
Yeah,
builders.
the mound builders.
Mhm.
Yeah. Going to be doing some research on this. So,
Yeah.
guys, you better be subscribed to Jeff. I'll be over there Thursday with them.
One more thing, though. Friday, for the weekend pregame, we'll be joined by our good, best gamer friend, the one and only Cornboy.
All right.
Hey, I'll be there Friday.
Heck yeah.
Looking
Guys,
forward to
so
it.
not only subscribe to Jeff's channel, Jeff Up North, but be subscribed to the Drink Up channel over there with Andy and Willie. Great guys. I was on that channel. I was very appreciative
First
you
guest.
guys invited me. Thank you. You guys are great. Great show every Friday. Check it out. Cornboy will be there. Last, but also least, Lex Ludendi. Where can people find you? Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. What you gonna be up to?
Last but first in the people's hearts. You can find me on Twitter, usually talking about theology. Apparently, I didn't realize I needed to do this, but I'm shifting from just talking about Catholicism to now I need to start educating people on why Islam is wrong. So that's going to be fun.
Yes.
I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
going to make lots
if
of
you need
friends
information on that, let me know. Yeah.
and get no
Not a big fan
threats
of Islam.
whatsoever. No threats whatsoever will ever come my way. You can also find me, obviously, here almost every week and on Maltese stream on Sunday nights almost every week, where we talk more about pop culture and just like the films and the roasting,
the funner side of things. You
the
said.
constant roasting of Hollywood that is truly right and just.
Very justified. Yes. So, guys, thank you again. I'm going to grab this link. We're going to send you over to Alec Baldwin's Fingers chat. They are streaming off the hip right now. So, guys, it's a great podcast talking about gaming subjects, all sorts of pop culture stuff. They're base fellas. Give them a Golden Age raid. I'm going to drop that link in the chat. But before we go, I wanted to show this. For the Christmas spirit, I want to leave everybody off with this. And it's just pretty positive. So, brother, Merry Christmas. I wanted to show this.
Brother, Merry Christmas. Ain't on understand they think I want for Christmas. All my brothers, Johnny, brother, Merry Christmas. Brother, Merry Christmas.
And we'll leave you with that. So, guys, there is the link in the chat. Go give ABF and the
give that a
boys a
thumbs
Golden
up.
Age raid.